So you've already been divided and conquered by the government since you've been born. As soon as you got into the government society, they've been feeding you animal parts, animal body parts, to strategically separate you from nature, so that when you become older, you have no desire to become connected to nature because you've been eating them your life, that you can't see yourself without eating them. So they've been programming you since you have been brought into the government society. Remember that government means mind control, government means control, ment means mental. So they've been dividing you and conquering you since the very beginning. Why? Because you have the potential to grow up to become a full grown adult, which has the power in its mind to see right and wrong. And they don't want you to see right and wrong. They want to be able to tell you what's right and what's wrong. They want to take your whole power away from you. So they've divided you and conquered you ever since you've been born by having you eat nature, right? Because they make you love steaks, they make you love chicken, they make you love pork, and all those are beautiful animals. Cows are very sacred in our ancient history. In Egypt, Kemet, in Hindu, and other religions, cows are very beautiful and very sacred animals. And in this society, in the government society, they specifically torture cows and torture animals before you eat them so that you can eat the bad energy. So they're strategically trying to separate you from nature by filling you up with anxiety and fear of nature, and that in turn turns into you being scared of animals more. So you'll find people who eat animals are more afraid of certain animals. They don't like all animals. They'll say stay away from that animal. The animal might bite you. They'll be scared of certain things. It's because they eat the fear in the animals, and they've been separating you from animals. They've been trying to divide you because your divine connection to this planet is rooted in the animals. You have to be connected to nature in order to be connected to this planet, and animals are the biggest part of nature. Without animals, nature wouldn't be really. It wouldn't be as beautiful as it is without all these beautiful little beings in it that the government is trying to snatch out and trying to make you eat. But you're supposed to be connected instead of eating them. So, on top of the government connecting or disconnecting you and dividing and conquering you mentally, spiritually, and physically from nature, then if you happen to break out of the mode that they put you in and decide to become vegan and say, you know what, I see what the government is doing there, and then you start coming up with your own food, eat your own vegan food, and then you start doing that, then you have another problem because now your family is still addicted to animals. So now you are on the path to saving animals, while your family and friends are still on the path to destroying them. So now you have a natural separation there. So now you went from being disconnected to nature to being reconnected to nature to now you're disconnected from your family and your friends. So they're constantly hitting you from every side. The government is hitting you from every side. So you got to see these tricks and see these things before they come. That's why I'm warning you. It's because there's a divide and conquer plan, and they're here to separate you from nature. They're here to separate you from your friends and family any way they can. They're very petty. They'll pick apart any little part of you that they can to pin against you to somebody else so that you guys can fight against that very little petty thing. This is what they really want. But eating animals is not petty. Eating animals is a very big thing. But there's a lot of smaller things that people fight over every day that we shouldn't. But eating animals is definitely one that's worth fighting for. We should fight for those beings because they don't have a voice and they need someone to speak up for them. And it would feel really good to not have a voice and to have somebody speak up for you. Can you imagine what that feels like? To have somebody actually fighting for you when you just want to be and just swim and just be free. And when other people are hunting you, but you got somebody actually fighting for you. Can you imagine that energy, that feeling? So it would be a very beautiful thing for you to be a part of that feeling, to actually want to fight for animals. No matter what people say. People are going to hate you. Actually, it's not really hate. It's misplaced energy. All their energy is harvested in the wrong direction anyway. So they stand for nothing. They'll fall for anything. They'll fall for hate if they perceive it as something they don't like. And that's just what that is because they don't stand for anything. But if they were vegan, they were more compassionate, there would be no hate. It would just be total understanding, compassionism, and we would be able to communicate on a deeper level and a higher frequency than pinning each other against each other. Because we're supposed to be a team, not at opposites. Even though we have two different sides, they still work together as one. So each one teach one and realize that there is a divide and conquer plan. to separate you from your family. And once you wake up, you will become more separated from your family. So you could either stay asleep and sell your soul and to have fake friends which only like you because you're not your real self, or you can say, you know what, I'm not going to sell my soul. I'm going to become my real self and my most powerful self. And then you'll start gaining some negative feedback from other people because they haven't taken their power back yet, and they haven't even questioned if they were without power. So they don't even know about the power take, the power grab. They don't even know about that. So they'll see you more powerful, and that will be intimidating, or it would be just something out the normal for them. They haven't perceived you in that kind of light yet. So they'll feel a certain way. They'll feel a little bit distance from you because they don't really know what you're doing, what you're about, even though they have this previous perception of you that they wanted to keep, but now they see you doing something else, and it contradicts with their cognitive dissonance, and it's hard for people to realize new information, especially once you eat animals. You're so dense. It's insane. People are so dense when they eat animals, they just really don't realize it, that it's hard to talk to somebody like that because it's the little things that count, and eating animals is a big thing. So, and the stomach to the brain has a direct connection. So if you eat animals, you have a pig-like brain. You have a herd kind of mentality when you eat a cow. When you eat sheep, you have more of a herd ready to be pushed to the side, ready to led astray. When you eat chicken, you have more of a bird brain, kind of petty, pecking, kind of nagging kind of mentality. When you have the pig, you have more of a greedy or a hog kind of mentality. That's maybe more a little aggressive, maybe a little more, uneasy. You actually take on the animals that you eat. You actually become what you eat, and that's what people don't realize. So when you're talking to people who eat animals, you're actually talking to a part of the pig brain, the pig mentality that's in them. And you're talking to a part of the herd mentality. So when you're trying to talk sensible, trying to talk liberating and uplifting to somebody who eats cow, their brain is already programmed from the cow to be part of the herd and be comfortable within a group setting and be comfortable around a whole bunch of like-minded people, just like the cows. It take on that energy. So their mind is already basically conditioned because of their food to think a certain way. And if you come at them with liberating, open your mind, expanding consciousness, they're going to get upset and get mad because they are what they eat, which is a herd now. They're part of the herd. You try to tell somebody with a chicken brain, a chicken head, so you try to tell somebody who eats chicken that if they stop it, they'll become more enlightened, they'll become more powerful, then their little chicken head is probably going to get mad at you because they got the little pecking brain. They're going to start picking at it and say, oh, what about this? What about that? What about that? They're pecking at every little thing, trying to pick everything apart. It's because they're chicken brain, man. They're chicken heads. It's very simple stuff. You eat chicken, you become a chicken head. You eat a cow, you become a herd person, ready to be pushed over to the side with everybody else in the corner. Not free at all. It's very, very, very simple things to understand, overstand. So each one teach one. And don't fall for that divide and conquer strategy. Stand for something instead.